Hello, everyone. So, I know it's tea time, but I really need coffee right now. I just need coffee. So, we've been doing a few of these tea talks and stuff like that, and I got a lot of ideas down for things I want to do, but to simplify it for you, I'm just going to be putting out content. Now, there will be an intention with each one, with each week. Yes, I'm going to be posting weekly videos, not just tarot readings. I am working on energy readings. Don't you worry. They will be coming this month. I'm trying to figure out what works best for me with the extended and stuff like that. But you will be getting them for February through December. I'm pretty excited about that for you guys. So instead of mid-month, you're just going to get kind of like the overall energy for the rest of the year. And then you get even more clarity as the year goes on. So that's pretty interesting. I love it. Let's see. Man, the screen is really blue. I guess it's just like everything in here is just cool and relaxed, which I'm down for. So, yes. And this video, I wasn't sure if I would do a video like this, just because it is very sacred to me, as well as it's something that I actually just openly, kind of took the name for the past 2 years. 2 years? Yeah. And that is that I'm a witch. Now, I know what a lot of people think. It's, of course, it is kind of changing. It's actually becoming kind of like a trend and shit like that. And I'm not against that at all. I'm like, you know what? That's fine. I'm not against that one bit. But to be a witch, I'm just going to go over a few things that I feel are extremely important. Got my trusty pen. Because I do get a lot of questions, as well as I really put off my craft in 2018. I don't know what it was. It was just such a weird year for me. But I do my craft in several moments of the day. It's not always rituals and candles and stuff like that. It's when you do the dishes, and it's just in everyday life, or read a book, or I do it when I go for a walk, or I'm dancing through my house, just being stupid. I don't always have a sage stick in hand, which I probably should. That would be fun. But I mean, it's an everyday thing. But there are a few things I would just like to clear up. So, starting out, if you're a witch, you don't have to be wicked. Wicca is a religion. It's you're pagan, but at the same time, so you'd choose a god or a goddess typically, or it's just also, to you, whatever fits you. Wicca, most people practice witchcraft, but it's not required to practice that craft. Whereas witchcraft in itself is seriously a craft that you're working with the elements and, working with the universe and manifesting things into existence. It's so personal. I'm not going to go into all the technical stuff in this video, but first and foremost, I definitely want to kind of let you guys know that I will be talking about this kind of stuff. Now, if you really want information on the difference, that was just a general between Wiccan and witch, just because I feel like the two get mixed up a lot. Whereas as a witch, you can literally be a witch in any religion, except, I guess, Abrahamic religions, because they specifically throw the word witchcraft out there as it's like a negative thing. One of my friends actually went to church, and she actually was kind of enjoying it, and then he threw out, "There is no good witch." And she was kind of put off, and I just laughed. I was like, but according to you and your Bible, there's no man is good. So it's just kind of well, where are we at? So anyway, that's another video. about like Christianity and stuff. But coming into my journey as a witch, it took a long time. It had always been a part of my life since I was a child. I just didn't know that what I was doing was witchcraft. You know what I mean? As a kid, I mean, most of the time you don't even question what you do. You just kind of do it. So you don't know when you're outside and you're collecting stones and you're putting them in a circle and you're grabbing a stick and acting like it's a wand, or you know what I mean? Like, you are unaware that you're doing these things and it's a part of the craft, so to speak. Sorry, I had to get that off there. But you don't understand that, like, it's just natural to you. And that was me. I was drawn to crystals. I always believed in a higher power. I always, like, I guess you could say, was spiritual, always connected to the outside, to earth, would always be drawing, creating like all these characters that actually were, you know, that I would say, I think I said like they were like my friends or something from outside. And you know, no one takes a kid seriously when they're like, oh, I just went outside and I played with my friends, you know. And I would always like draw like these fairies and gnomes and stuff like that. And granted, you know, I wasn't a sheltered child, so I could definitely have just gotten that from movies or whatever, who knows. But I really liked to be outside. I would always be walking in the woods around here and going to like the creek and kind of making mantras and stuff like that without even knowing it. You know, your words are spells. So that's why it's so powerful, and to like be mindful about what you speak and what you put out into the universe, because your words are technically just spells in themselves. But yeah, so yes, I am a witch. I do claim myself as one. Working with herbs, and I do candle magic and all that kind of stuff. I will be sharing that as we go along, and the reason why I want to kind of make this video, of course, we're 7 minutes in and it looks like, Leo, where are you going with this? Well, number one, it's a tea coffee talk, and so I can ramble, but at the same time, I do want to make a point to say that this is going to be something that I would like to keep up with you guys on, just because I know that my practice has been, you know, kind of put off to the wayside, and it's something that I'm very passionate about. It's something that gives me life. You know, magic is a part of my life, and however you perceive it, that's fine. If you don't agree with it, you don't have to watch this. If you're a Christian, wait for my video. I don't know which one's going to come first, where it's like why I left Christianity and why I'm happier. It's sure to make you mad, so you should go check it out. That was really, I shouldn't have said that, but. Anyway, so that, it's just something that I've always connected with. And as much as I don't like labels or anything like that, it's actually something I'm extremely comfortable with. And that I'm okay, you know, I don't go around always telling everybody like, oh, hey, I'm a witch. You know what I mean? Like going up to people's doors, you know, I'm a witch, you know, like I don't do that. It's just a part of my life. It's how I live. And the way I got here was, you know, after it took me 3 years to leave Christianity. Like I said, there's going to be another video on that if I don't knock over my coffee. And that video is very, very personal. And so that explains that journey. It took me 3 years to leave, just because I was a very devout, you know, person. I guess you could say I kind of viewed Christianity as transactional. Like if I do certain things, if I believe a certain way, I'll get certain things. But in reality, you know, the more I reflected on it, the more I was like, you know what, honestly, I just wanted to love Jesus. I just wanted to love God, and I just wanted to live this life and love people and stuff like that. But I never felt like I had room for mistakes. I never felt like I had any kind of freedom to expand my mind, because it was just this, you know, and they're like, you know, I couldn't incorporate things that I was naturally drawn to because it was the devil, because it was evil, because a human who wrote a book said so, instead of actually probably, anyway, whatever. I'm not going to go on that tangent here. But regardless, I didn't feel freedom like I used to in it. For a long, long time, I felt a lot of freedom in it. And I'm so grateful for the part it played in my personal growth and in my spiritual growth. And the love that I always had in my heart. I wasn't so blocked off anymore. Actually, I became really codependent. But even codependent, your heart's still pretty much blocked. And that's for another video. See, I have all these ideas. So I left. Took me 3 years. And after that, you know, the way I was kind of treated by, now I just want to tell you right off that not all Christians are radical, like fundamentalist people. There are Christians who genuinely want to love you and love the world and try to make the world a better place. And I can always support that. Do I support like going into a culture and changing the way they think just because you think you're right? Absolutely not. Do I agree with that, you know, you're going to hell or going to heaven at the end of your life? You only got like 100 years max here. Like, and that's taking care of yourself and good genes and all that shit. You know, you only got 100 years for eternity somewhere, so don't fuck it up. Like, I don't believe in that. Absolutely not. But I am definitely not against a belief system that works for some people and helps people open up in a way they never have before. I know it did for me. I just, you know, I grew out of it, I guess you could say. It's just a personal thing. So I do want to say that right off the bat, but because it was so limiting to me, in my opinion, and how I guess I was growing as a person, I knew I had to walk away because number one, I was lying to myself and I was lying to everybody around me. And then I was like, okay, so it took me about a year to even say God again. So if that gives you any idea, it's like I wasn't looking for any kind of belief system. I wasn't looking for anything, and I didn't want to call myself a witch because I just wasn't there yet. I'm not gonna lie, it was definitely out of fear, because it's kind of like you go from one extreme to another. But really, I wasn't practicing any, like, I mean, people might consider it witchcraft, but you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't intentional as a witch. Gosh, I'm gonna knock this thing over and y'all just gonna have to see me just cry about how it got all over me. Just kidding, I wouldn't cry. I'd probably just sit there and be like, well, gotta go change my shirt. Excuse me. Click. Warming up here, you guys. So anyway, it was a long process, and only 2 years ago, maybe less than that, I opened up and took the name, and it was so empowering. It was so right for me. I'm not going to lie to you and say I wasn't nervous about how people might see me or how people might think, you know, at that time. But, you know, as I grew in my spirituality and grew to validate myself, which is something I definitely talk about a lot in our tea talks, is I just didn't give a shit anymore. I was just like, I mean, okay, you're going to hell. It's like, I'll save you a seat. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where you don't care anymore. You know how to validate yourself, and your craft is your own. It's your own personal practice, and you incorporate it every day. Now, there are times where I have a ritual and I have candles everywhere and there's sage burning and we got the cards and we got the crystals and we're doing all that shit. And then there's other times where I'm just like, there's a saying that said, you know, it's like you get to a point in your craft where you just like draw a sigil on a toaster strudel and eat it on the way, like on the way to work or something, or that's exactly what happens. Or you're banging on a pan throughout the house telling like negative energy to get the fuck out. You know, it just becomes a part of your life. You're not even, it's still magical. It's still just as empowering and has that, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Those of you who do practice will understand what I mean. That feeling you get, that just something stirs within you. It's still there. You may laugh your ass off, but it's still there anytime you're doing it. When you see the full moon, when you're like setting intentions, and whether it be for your future or to release things in your past, you know, I know that if I do a ritual specifically to release something and leave it behind, I bury the remnants in my backyard. If I'm looking forward to something in the future, I bury it in the front yard. And it's really great that I actually have a yard to do that in now. That helps. So yes, I am a witch. I love it. I love my craft. And the reason why I am so excited is because I am going to take steps every month to put my practice a little more to the forefront than it has been the past year. And I'd like to share that with you guys. And if you guys want to join, you definitely can. So this isn't even a tea talk. This is a witchy talk. So there's going to be different series. I'm trying not to overwhelm myself, but I mean, I really like having these talks with you guys. I am gonna, you know, get into it more, and I'm sure I plan to like edit and stuff like that. But as of right now, just having these talks with you guys is fantastic. If you're interested in the craft or something like that, or maybe you just want to follow me on my journey, that's absolutely fine. That's great. I'd love to have you guys here. That's why I'm making these videos. So what you're going to see this year is kind of just little itty bitty things to kind of keep me on track with my craft and not ignore it again, you know, because it is a huge part of my life and it's something that fulfills me. And I can't tell you why or how. It just does. It's just there. And I think another reason why it was hard for me to admit it is because I definitely bounced more to my masculine side after a certain relationship ended. That was a long time ago, but I definitely jumped to my more masculine side, thinking more logically and just kind of, you know, but you know, I'm a moon child. So I'm a Cancer sun, like ruled by the moon and ruled by the sun, because the rest of the shit's Leo. So here I am stuttering and stuff. I've been seeing a lot of people stutter in their videos. Is that like, is there some kind of, I need to check the energies. But anyway, guys, I love you. I hope you'll enjoy what I have to share on my like witchy journey. Just little things. I'll probably teach you guys how to like make things, because that's a huge part of the craft. Or just kind of like go over cool things that I feel like you guys might want to know. You can leave a comment below if you want to learn something specific. Maybe it's about crystals or different herbs, or how to make like a book of shadows or something like that. You just let me know. Other than that, that's all I have to say about that. I'm really grateful that you guys are here, and I love you, and thank you for all your support so far. I'm really looking forward to what this year has to bring for all of us. Thank you so much for subscribing. I could never have imagined that in a few months I would have 600 subscribers. I mean, that's not a lot compared to a lot of people, but I seriously like love it. I'm so grateful. So anyway, I love you guys, and I will see you in future videos. Bye.